regulations affecting the trucking sector can be complex, but with the correct processes and methods in place, compliance doesn't have to be a constant source of worry. In reality, if you follow best practices and keep a close eye on things, your trucking company can run like a well-oiled machine. 1. The FMCS sets hours of service (HOS) regulations for the trucking industry which apply to commercial motor vehicles (CMVs) engaging in interstate commerce. First, you should have a clear understanding of the criteria to recognize whether some or all of the vehicles in your fleet qualify as CMVs and the documentation requirements for your drivers. States are responsible for setting forth regulations governing interstate commerce, and these regulations may vary from state to state, so it's imperative to understand both state and federal regulations and know which requirements your fleets and vehicles fall under at any time. FMCS's Safety Measurement System, SMS, determines the basics, behavior analysis and safety improvement categories, status for motor carriers based on roadside inspection results and any prior violations, resulting in a score called the CSA score: compliance, safety, accountability. 2. Monitoring your basic status offers insight into your company's performance compared to other carriers with a comparable number of safety events, which may include crashes, inspections, and violations. Behaviors such as speeding, reckless driving, inattention, not wearing seatbelts, and improper lane changes crash indicator. A history of crash involvement. Note that this data is not made public. A history of crash involvement. Note that this data is not made public. Hours of service compliance. Any non-compliance with HOS regulations, including incomplete or inaccurate logbooks. Any non-compliance with HOS regulations, including incomplete or inaccurate logbooks, vehicle maintenance, brakes, lights, and other defects, including a failure to make necessary repairs. Use and/or possession of alcohol or controlled substances. Hazardous materials compliance, includes leaking containers and improper placards and/or packaging. Includes leaking containers and improper placards and/or packaging. Driver fitness, issues such as drivers who are medically unfit to operate a CMV as well as invalid licenses. However, remaining vigilant about internal processes to oversee the basics, proactively ensure compliance, and avoid safety hazards is the best approach to maintain a safe and efficient trucking operation. 3. Monitoring compliance issues through the FMCS's SMS can help companies identify non-compliance patterns among their drivers. Your driver should understand HOS regulations and know how to complete daily logs that are both complete and accurate, as well as understand the ins and outs of driver vehicle inspection reports, DVIRs, all of which they'll be responsible for on a day-to-day basis in order to meet their job requirements. 4. Most drivers recognize the importance of maintaining clean and accurate compliance documentation. Violations can impact a company's SMS for as long as 24 months, and there are also tools that can make these requirements less cumbersome for your drivers. Many companies use labels to mark inspection points on vehicles, but exposure to weather and harsh driving conditions can render traditional sticker options unreadable. Above all, trucking companies and fleet managers should prioritize the creation of systems and monitoring processes to gain visibility into performance and optimize operations. By staying on top of regulatory changes, conducting ongoing monitoring of compliance scores, identifying patterns and leveraging those insights to design targeted training, and implementing the use of tools and technology to streamline regulatory compliance for drivers, your trucking operation will be poised for success.